And now I would like to proceed to the next chapter, which is about destination branding. So, as I told you earlier, I would propose for a DMO to follow a 7-step approach to strategic marketing planning. And the 7th step would be to develop a destination brand. Let's have a closer look at this one. So we need a destination brand that creates value for our businesses. So if a business, let's say a hotel, says, I'm located in that place, that this will actually help them in attracting visitors and charging higher prices. So our branding effort should be to help local businesses make more money by creating value for our place. And this is not an easy thing to do. So branding. I'm sure you know branding has to do with logos, with slogans, and things like that. So there's creative work needed to do this. So we need, graphic designers, we need photographers, we need copywriters to work on branding. So there's certainly a creative dimension to it. However, if we want to do proper branding for our destination, we should not start by going directly to the creative work. And a previous step is needed, which is to have a strategy in place. A mistake done by many DMOs is that they start branding without having a clearly formulated strategy. And then they create something, they invest in creating a brand that is not as effective as it could be if we had made the proper approach. So having a strategic marketing plan in place is a prerequisite. Without it, I would not suggest to proceed to branding. We need a strong destination brand, especially if we are aiming at the independent travelers. If our destination, is just, popular with tour operator customers, then we don't really need to invest in branding. Somebody else is doing the promotion of the destination on our behalf. Tour operator who's chartering a flight, they will, work hard to get this airplane filled. However, if we want to attract independent travelers, then we should definitely put some work and some money into developing a strong destination brand. What is branding? Branding is the process of developing a strong identity for our destination. Branding is not just about, creating a logo or formulating a tagline. Branding is much more than that. It's far more strategic. It's a long-time commitment. You cannot change your logo every 2 or 3 years. You need to be committed, stay committed. Therefore, you should approach it in a proper strategic way. So what is branding actually? It's the process of developing our marketing identity and showcasing that way who we are, what does our destination stand for, what are our values, okay? What is typical about us, very important, what differentiates us from other destinations. So we should highlight what makes us different. A mistake frequently done by DMOs in the Mediterranean is that they highlight what they have in common with other destinations. Sea and sun, sea and sun, sea and sun. You cannot believe how many local and regional DMOs in the Mediterranean are focusing on sea and sun. Thank you very much. This does not differentiate you from others. There are hundreds of destinations with sea and sun. What makes you different? This is the most crucial element when developing our destination brand. And we should develop our brand in such a tone of voice that is appropriate for our target markets. So we are using a totally different tone of voice when we try, for instance, to attract backpackers than if we would be trying to attract, let's say, families. Or if we want to attract corporate business, the MICE market, conferences. So this is why we need a clear strategic plan. It should be clear to us which are our priority markets and develop our branding and the tone of voice according to those specific target markets. And very important element is that we should communicate our USP that we mentioned earlier through the branding. Branding starts as a rational exercise, but ends up in being something very emotional. So branding, if you see a logo, if you see a tagline, if you see photos, it's something that is not aimed at here, but it aims here. So, of course, when we start branding, we have a strategy, we are operating in a very rational way, we have priorities, target markets, it's very clear for us what we want to achieve, objectives, but the end result must create the proper feeling about our destination. Branding is the art of condensing our message. Have a look at this. These logos of some national tourism organizations from several countries. Can you feel the stress of those organizations to put as many information in their logo as possible? Look how much information they try to communicate, how they try to condense the spirit, the feeling, the character of their destination, of their country, into such a small site. I would like you to spend a minute having a look at those logos and, thinking out loud. Share some sort of thoughts with us. What do you like, what you don't like from what you see? Sorry, Romania? Somebody said Romania? Can you please comment on that? Sorry? I don't hear, sorry.
There's a mountain in the center.
Yes. So, Romania, it's a very good example. Because here you can see, the way DMOs think. So, I can imagine, the board of directors sitting around the table and thinking, okay, we need a new tourist logo. Okay, what do we have as a country? What are we proud for? We have mountains. Yes, great. Let's put some mountains into our logo. Okay, what else do we have? We have forests. Great. Then let's create a green mountain. Okay, great. What else do we have? We have a coast. Let's put that into the logo. We have sun. Let's put that into the logo. And the outcome is not what? No? Green mountains, the sea and the sun. Croatia, the sea and the sun. Okay, it's a square sun. Have you seen again a square sun? Okay, they are quite original. Holland, no sun, but they also have mountains and the sea.
And forests.
And forests, of course. Indonesia, what are they highlighting? Borobudur, their culture, their heritage. Many countries, as you are seeing, are playing with the colors of their national flag. The French do it, the Germans do it, the Japanese, the Czechs, the Spanish. Have you seen this logo before? This is actually the oldest one. Spain. Do you like this logo? During the 80s, to prepare this logo. And this logo stands for the tradition of Spain in modernity. Spain has always been, in the forefront of modernity. To its architects, Gaudí, Antonio Gaudí, with the famous strange building in Barcelona, painters like Picasso and other great painters. So they wanted to approach this not in a nice, sweet postcard way, but they wanted to communicate, we are special, we are different. And this is the longest living national tourism logo. All the others have changed over the years. This has been with us for over 30 years. And it shows us a very modern, a very unusual sun in the colors of the Spanish flag. Greece, the place I come from, very minimal. The slogan here says, Greece, all-time classic. Okay, so we try to condense the message and communicate with such a small logo what we actually stand for. It's not easy, it takes time. It may be a failed approach, it may be a successful one. Which one do you like the most from what you see? Sorry?
Czech Republic.
You like the Czech Republic, okay.
Australia.
Sorry? Romania, okay. France? Romania, okay. Interesting to hear. That would be among my last choices, but anyway. This is, a personal taste of each of them. It's different. I would focus on one of those logos, Croatian, which is, a modern way of depicting sea and sun. However, I'm showing this to you for the slogan, which I find quite interesting, and also a way of approaching it in the case of Myanmar. So, what is Croatia trying to do here? They are playing with nostalgia. Okay, the Mediterranean as it once were, the good old days. The Mediterranean coast has been overdeveloped. I showed you images from Spain, and Italy is quite busy, and Greece is quite busy. So Croatia, because of a civil war, was out of the tourist markets for many years. So it did not develop its coastline as other countries, and they use that as a selling point. We are not overdeveloped. So the Mediterranean as it once was. How do you like the slogan? Does it appeal to you? Maybe yes, maybe no.
Very
How?
simple. It's very simple, but emotionally, it's sentimental value inside this brand.
The only weakness of this tagline is that it's long. Okay, but the message is very clear, very to the heart, very emotional, and either you feel touched by it or not. However, it gives a very clear, it positions the country, the destination in a very clear way. This is why it's an interesting one. And I'm showing you this because this is actually what Myanmar is, Asia as it once was. I'm not telling you to use it, but the way of thinking is quite interesting. So what is good about Myanmar?
Dr. Koutoulas, 10 minutes to 11. Should I go the pilot?
Yes, please. Send in the belly dancers. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at some other. These are logos from regions, so from regional DMOs, not national ones, from Mediterranean regions, from several countries like Spanish regions, Italian, French ones, Croatian ones. So we see how everybody is trying, to condense their character in one logo. So, I'm going to skip some slides. These are the steps, these are not, please feel free to take photos. These are, the practical steps that we need to follow when developing a destination brand. I don't have the time to go into more detail. I want to say a few things about here. So, when we have our strategy in place and we want to proceed with development at the brand, we are going to give a strategic brief to a creative team. It may be an advertising agency, it may be an agency specialized in branding, whatever. And in any case, some creative people need to work on our branding, and they need to present us with some deliverables. So what are those deliverables? First, they need to prepare a logo. A logo has two elements. First, it has a wording, and second, it has some design elements. Here, for instance, this is one of my clients. This is one of the branding projects I've done in Greece, Monevasia. It's a beautiful medieval town in the south of Greece. Here you can see
The combination of M, V,
CN. So here you see the wording, okay? It's this specific choice of words to show both the destination and the organization, the DMO behind this campaign. And you have the design elements. So you have an icon, you have a specific choice of fonts, and a specific color palette. This combination of colors. Concerning the brand name, several DMOs make the mistake to use their administrative boundaries as their brand name. For instance, the region of Western Greece decided to develop a tourism campaign by promoting Western Greece. The bad news is that there is no destination Western Greece. Nobody thinks, am I going to spend my next vacation in Western Greece? There is an administrative, authority there, but there's no destination. Because in Western Greece, you are going to find, at the local level, several fascinating destinations. But nobody knows about Western Greece. Therefore, we should use as our brand regions that visitors actually understand. So this is the campaign, another client of mine, this is the campaign of the region of the South Aegean. And I told them, don't use South Aegean as your brand name. Say something that people understand. So the brand name, as you can see, is Aegean Islands. Do you understand that? It's the Aegean Islands. This is far better to communicate what we are actually promoting through this campaign. Or a French region, instead of using the official name of the region, Languedoc-Roussillon, they simply use Sud de France in their campaign, so the south of France. Everybody understands that there's a nice place in the south of France. So you should put some thought into how to find the proper brand name. And not just use, administrative borders for that. Then, maybe we are going to use a tagline. I think that if we cannot come up with a strong tagline, we can live without one. It's not necessary, It's not obligatory to have a tagline. So if we can come up with one, that's fine. In any case, this tagline should clearly communicate what our destination stands for. Lesbos Island, another client of mine, this is my tagline, I don't know if you like it. So how do you describe Lesbos Island? Authentic Greece. That is what makes it different from other developed islands of Greece. It has maintained its authentic character. Here, have a look at other taglines of Mediterranean regions. Is there anyone you would, which you particularly like or don't like? Anyway, sorry we don't have the time, maybe we'll rush a bit. You see how everybody, tries to condense the message through a short slogan. Let's have a look at another video with presentations of slogans from around the world. So these are the national
The
slogans.
place to be.
Scotland, a spirit of its own.
Jamaica, get alright.
Ethiopia, land of origins.
Israel, land of creation.
Egypt, where it all begins.
Greece, all-time classic.
Vietnam, timeless charm.
China like never before.
Norway, powered by nature.
Switzerland, get natural.
New Zealand, 100% pure.
Lithuania, real is beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's Pakistan.
Canada, keep exploring.
Japan, endless discovering.
Romania, explore the Carpathian Garden.
Kazakhstan, land of wonders.
Tanzania, the land of Kilimanjaro, Zanzibar, and Serengeti.
Guyana, South America undiscovered.
Taiwan, the heart of Asia.
Bosnia, the heart of southeastern Europe.
Trinidad, the true Caribbean.
Malaysia, truly Asia. Oh.
Live, love, Lebanon.
Mexico, live it till we live it. Haiti, experience it.
England, home of amazing moments.
Georgia, for the best moments of your life.
Amazing Thailand, it begins with the people.
Ukraine, it's all about you.
United States of America, all within your reach.
South Africa, inspiring new ways.
Germany? Simply inspiring.
Polska, move your imagination.
Belize, a curious place.
Bulgaria, a discovery to share.
Latvia, best enjoyed slowly.
Czech Republic, Prague,
Prague.
Brazil, sensational.
Croatia is full of life.
Sweden doesn't have a tourist slogan.
I don't know if Ivory Coast got a slogan.
Ghana doesn't have tourism slogan. But come anyway.
we don't have a slogan, but you should come anyway.
We don't have a slogan in Mali, but please come and visit us.
Even though Uzbekistan doesn't have a slogan, it's still really great to visit.
If I had to make one up, it would be come breathe some fresh air and dance and drink a lot of alcohol.
So,
Excuse me, how about Myanmar beef and chabbat?
Sorry?
Please classify Myanmar beef and chabbat.
Yes.
Please classify. How about?
Yes.
Most of the logos are represents of their national flags, but it's of our how about Myanmar beef and chabbat? Please.
we will come to this in a moment. Thank you, thank you.
How do you think about?
Yes, I will come to this in a moment. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So we got only 1 minute.
Okay. Okay. Time flies. When you are in great company, time flies.
We can cancel the flight.
So anyway, this is also a way of using your logo. You can put it in 3D within the destination. It's a great photo opportunity. Many people are going to take their photos there, as you can imagine. So, and so I have here the last 4 slides.